Hello and welcome to another video. So in this video I just wanted to talk about some of the good points of my transition into software development. So it has been quite a transition, moving from one career into another, learning everything from scratch, having to basically reinvent myself and start from the bottom in another career, So obviously it has to be worthwhile in order to do that. And in this video I want to just tell you why I think it was. Because I think I've finally reached a point in my career, got to a company where I'm just really enjoying it and really enjoy working with the people and the product that we're building and what the future holds. So a little bit of background, I studied the Odin project. I did that for 6 months and got to the end of the Ruby on Rails path. And then for 2 months, I built my own little application, which was a dog adoption application. And then I got my first job. I got an internship with a company called FreshBooks. I worked there for 2 intern stints, which was a total of 8 months. And they were going through layoffs, so they couldn't promise me a full-time job. So I left there and I ended up going to a B2B e-commerce platform that was building in Ruby on Rails. Really liked the people. It was a great product, built completely bootstrapped. And they've done a lot of impressive stuff with just a couple founders, basically. However, being a small company, they didn't really have the resources to invest in me, and I wasn't getting much mentorship. And I only had about 8 months, 9 months of actual real world experience. And so I left there after a year looking for something a little different. I ended up at another Ruby on Rails shop, which was a newsletter growth platform, and this was like a complete 180. So it was very challenging because the expectations were super high, and I worked there for 10 months before I ended up leaving. Now, yes, these are fairly short stints, but sometimes you just got to do what you got to do to find the right place, the right fit. And this wasn't me being difficult. This wasn't me not wanting to work hard. This was just about me finding fit in a place where I would get mentorship. I felt like I was improving, but also had a manageable work-life balance. So yeah, at this Rails shop, which was the newsletter growth platform, it was just super hard. The expectations were very high, and being an American company, all of their developers are actually from Eastern Europe or South America. So to me now, that is a red flag, because their expectations were so high that only people who were willing to put up with being able to meet those expectations were those who were in countries where the US dollar goes a long way. American developers were not interested in working there, and I can see why. Good company, good people, but just not for me. So that fast forward into where I'm at now. It is another Rails shop, and it's in an exciting niche with a lot of room to grow. And I've just landed in a place. It's a bigger company. It's got like about 150 developers, and there's just a lot more resources for us as developers to learn and grow and learn from each other. And the workloads are manageable. It's not too stressful. We are working hard. Some days are long, but in general, it's very manageable. And I'm coming home, at the end of the day. I work from home, but coming into the house at the end of the day, I'm just feeling good about the day. And it took me a while to get here. I'm now 3 years into my career, and I'm finally at a company at a point where I feel like I'm fairly established and just happy at where I'm at. And another point of that is just getting to that 3-year mark. It takes a lot of time to become, and a lot of effort to sort of reach that mid-level developer mark where you are comfortable doing most things, building most things, but still have things that you need to learn. But it's not like every day is an absolute stress like it can be when you are more junior. You've seen enough things, built enough patterns that you can pretty much solve whatever problems you need to solve. So I'm talking about this on the back of our company retreat, which was just down in Cancun in Mexico. And that was a lot of fun. There was about, almost 300 people down there at this big 5-star resort. And we just had, lots of work events, kind of like a convention, talking about engineering, the future, what it holds, and then some smaller breakout group type stuff. As well as a lot of fun activities as well. A lot of endless food, endless drinks, lots of late nights, and just partying and all that, just to really kind of bond with the people that you work with remotely. And I think that kind of stuff is very important too. And I'm just happy to be at a company that does value the individual, value the human more than other companies in the past have for me. So much to say is it was well worth the grind. Where I'm at now, it's a lot of work. Like I said, it's a lot of work to make that move. And for that to be worthwhile, you've got to be happy with where you're at, and also be happy with what you're paid, and just be happy with your future and where it's going, and what you guys are doing together. And I feel like where I'm at, the money's pretty good. For Canada especially, it's pretty good. And there's a lot more room to grow, because I'm actually the lowest level engineer that they hire there, which is mid-level. They just don't hire juniors. And so there's only upside there as I continue to grow and get promotions. And then, the work-life balance has to be there as well. And I finally found I have that, especially when I have 2 young kids. It's very important to have that, because burnout is a real thing. And I felt like in the past, I was definitely getting close to burning out, just stressed every day. And my wife keeps saying how she notices a big difference in just my general attitude and mood in the house after work. Now I'm happy. Whereas before I was just stressed and, just wouldn't enjoy the small things. And that stuff's so important when you have kids. You've got to be able to enjoy the small things, and have the time and the energy to be present for them. So yeah, the transition was definitely hard. It's definitely worthwhile. You've really got to put the work in. You've got to network, put the feelers out there, let people know what you're interested in. Put in a lot of time into just seeing what companies are out there, who's hiring. Lots of job applications, most of them fruitless, most of them ghosts. But at the same time, if you really do continue to invest in your networks, talking to people, making connections, building interesting stuff that other people are not building, like I've talked in my other videos, eventually you will land in a place where you want to. And as time goes on, you will have the pick, because people will want to hire you. And I feel like I'm starting to get to that point in my career where finally I've got enough experience to actually be desirable by more companies. Because those first couple years, you're more of a cost than a benefit to a lot of companies. But the more experience you get up into mid-level and senior, well, then you really start to become desirable. And it just pays off. The hard work really pays off. And now it's the first time in my 3 years where I felt like, yep, I've actually made it, and it was worth it. And I'm very happy I did so. So hopefully that's motivating to some of you who are studying right now. Let me know, and good luck.